testing? Do I need to be testing my child throughout the year, or do end of year testing? Should I be using accredited curriculum? Do we need to be schooling for a certain number of days during the school year, or should we be schooling for a certain number of hours? Record keeping. All of those questions really depend on, one, first and foremost, what state you live in and if that state requires it. So go back to that first question and see what those requirements are. Two, if you want to, it's a really good idea to start keeping records and grades in middle school for practice, but definitely start keeping classes, start tracking classes and making report cards by like high school age. That does become really important, and I'll talk more about that here in just a second. So three, it depends on how old they are and what their path for graduation is. So knowing the answer to those three questions will, once again, help you narrow down curriculum choices, right? This is what my goal is here, is to help you guys pick curriculum. All these questions leading up to here are to help you choose your curriculum. Do the homework, and the curriculum will be a lot easier. Okay, so assuming your state doesn't require you to do any of those things that I mentioned in the beginning, sometimes using accredited curriculum is still important because your child might want to go back to school the next year and have their courses count. And mostly here I'm talking about high school. But double check on your middle schooler's school if your plan might involve sending them back during those years as well. What this means in my state is if I homeschooled my 10th grader, but wanted him to go back come 11th and 12th grade. So public school 9th grade, I'm homeschooling him 10th grade, and he's gonna go back in for 11th and 12th grade. So he, according to the public school system, would be deficient many credits in order to graduate at that school. Even though we did the classes, I didn't choose accredited classes. So even though he did the classes, so I would have one of two choices. One would be to graduate him myself after 12th grade in public school. So he would not be able to walk with his classmates, but I would deem him, I would say that he has enough credits jointly with the public school system and with the year that he did at home with me to deem him graduated. Okay, so you can do high school that way. You can use non-accredited curriculum and still have a child who graduates if they go back into the public school system after your homeschooled years. Just you have to be the one to graduate them, and they can't walk with their high school. You can make him a diploma, him or her. You can, and there's places online where you can do that. You can have a homeschool ceremony. Sometimes there's homeschool groups within a region where they will get together and put on a ceremony for them. It is possible, okay? So that's the first thing that the first way to go about graduating someone when they have not used accredited curriculum. So your second way is make sure the classes that you choose for him for 10th grade are accredited so that he can graduate with his public school if that's important to him. So I'll list a bunch of accredited curriculum over here. So record keeping and giving grades can be a really fun way to look back on your school year. But unless your state requires it, or they're in high school and you'll think they'll want or need it, it's not a must, and it's absolutely up to you. As always, at Homeschooling on Instagram or Facebook is a place where you can ask more questions you may have about this topic. These videos and more on my YouTube channel as well. Bye for now.